Hello YouTube, it is your boy B3 back with another kicking graphic novel review. Today we are finally reviewing Jupiter's Legacy Volume 3 Netflix Edition. The Jupiter's Legacy Netflix Edition kind of includes all the different Jupiter's books. Like the first ones were Jupiter's Circle stuff, and then it moved on to Jupiter's Legacy, which is about the kids of the original characters. Mark Miller, the writer and co-creator. Frank Quitely, artist and co-creator. Peter Dougherty, colors, letters, and design. Rob Miller, digital art assistant. Nicole Booz, editor. Drew Gill, production. A lot of good stuff going down. Published by Image. Definitely the type of thing Image would publish. But our book here kind of starts with the fully revealed origin of how they got their powers, sort of. But it also shows how their kids have turned out. And their kids are tabloid trash. They're actually tabloid trash. Like, most of them don't have secret identities. They don't, most of them don't have costumes. And if they do, they're, like, very revealing or, like, real battle costumes and not, like, more inspiring costumes like their parents wore. And there's, like, a ton of superhumans now. And they're all kind of sick of listening to the Utopian. They're just sick of him. He was the strongest hero of them all. He was always a great guy. Little to no flaws, but he has developed some flaws. He's like, if things have to be done the old way, and we can't change anything, which is, of course, wrong. Things have to change. That's how the world has to be to progress. You cannot have progress without change. And his brother, the one with the psychic powers that basically raped that woman by using his powers to make her fall in love with him, he's like, we have to change everything. We should do more. Punching people isn't enough these days. The world has too many problems. The Utopian's daughter overdoses on drugs, and when she does, finds out she is pregnant. Whenever the Utopian's son tries to do something good, he screws it up and gets people hurt, and he feels like his dad doesn't love him and stuff. They all got issues. The psychic one manipulates the Utopian's son into killing him and all the other heroes, and they kill the Utopian and his wife. The two greatest heroes in the world and two of the original heroes and original people with superpowers. They kill him and they just take over America. They just take it over. Kill him, take it over. And it's pretty insane. It's quite an insane battle. And it feels one-sided because they planned very well. Because the psychic guy, he can't use his powers on the Utopian or the Utopian's children. They're immune to him. So the Utopian's son helping him means the Utopian's son chose that. Right? God, I hope his superhero name is the Utopian and I'm not confusing him with someone else. For a second there, I felt like I was calling him Omni-Man. Ooh, that would have been embarrassing, right? But yeah, his son delivers the final blow and kills him. So the daughter has to go into hiding because they're going to kill her too. And any superhumans that aren't working for the government are basically just immediately locked up, even if they aren't using their powers. Like, if you're not using your powers for the government, you're just locked up for having them. The economy and everything, like, everything tanks when the superheroes take over. Because of course it does. The things they know best are punching people. They're not economists, you know? They don't know how to balance the national budget and etc. So the superhumans take the country over by force, and it goes into the gutter. Because they don't know what they're doing. Just because you can punch a mountain in half doesn't mean you know how to run a functional government, right? It screws up. But so the daughter has her son, and then the father is actually the son of Skyfox, who was one of the original heroes but became the world's greatest supervillain. He kidnapped the vice president and helped black people. One of those, it's kind of odd it was considered a villainous act. Of course, kidnapping the vice president was, of course, way too far. But yeah, and then there's this interrogator who goes around finding superhumans to lock him up in jail. The son of the Utopian's daughter and Skyfox's son has pretty incredible power, and he's been using it to help people because he's heard all the stories about his grandfather, and he gets caught, and his mom and dad save him, and they go on the run, and they're like, well, our cover's blown. It's time to become superheroes and save the world from our own kind. It was an excellent book. Fuck, it's so good. The art is incredible. It's absolutely incredible art. The cover arts are really interesting as well. God, I cannot wait for the Netflix series. I don't know if it's out or not yet because I don't really use Netflix. I'm more of a Hulu and Disney Plus guy. I canceled my Prime, but I kind of want HBO Max because there's a bunch of kaiju and superhero stuff on there. But yeah, Jupiter's Legacy Volume 3 Netflix edition was an excellent read. I hadn't read this in so long. I read it many years ago when this story was new. And I fell in love with it, and I never finished it or revisited it, even though I really, really was obsessed with it for a while. The first, like this much I had read, and I was like, guys, you gotta read this book, and none of my friends would read the comic because it wasn't Marvel or DC. Ain't that how it goes? But yeah, Jupiter's Legacy Volume 3 Netflix edition is a truly incredible book. If you don't read the Jupiter's Circle, Jupiter's Legacy stuff, you are really doing yourself a disservice. It is absolutely incredible. Mark Miller just really knows how to turn superheroes on their heads. He consistently does great work. I really want to read more of his stuff like Irredeemable and etc. I just can't wait to check it all out. So that's it. Thank you all once again for your support. And I will see you all, you guessed it, next time.